Actually, is that working? Holy crap. If so, that would be sweet. Boo! Alright, cool. Now I don't have myself bothering in my own head while I'm talking. Hey, baby, guess what? It's big boys time. Hey, baby, alright.
Prepare to be mesmerized and or mortified.
Look at those boys, ain't they
Big Boys with Brian Hickey and John the Great. Well then, let's kick her off. Greetings everyone, and welcome to an episode of the Big Boys Podcast. I am your host, Brian Hickey. With me as always is my cohort in all things podcasting, the man, the myth, some may say the legend. His name, Sir John the Great. Johnny, what's new with you? Better yet, hey, what's new with that junk of yours?
Most recently, I'm gonna be honest with you, in case it's a little evident, I'm kind of like pizza bloated right now.
Pizza bloated?
Yeah, or Cece's drunk, whatever you want to call it. You know,
I never thought to call either of the two.
We went, and it was nice. You know,
Yeah.
They've had a $4.99 coupon. It was their early week deal. So Monday and Tuesdays. So we've been making a habit of going at least one of those days for the last several weeks. And this was the last day for this coupon run. So we had to make it a point. And
glory days, you might say.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. But you know what? That coupon's always a gift and a burden. Because...
Yeah. No, it sounds like it.
Yeah.
You know, at this day and age, yeah.
When it comes out, you're like, oh, yeah. And then by like a few weeks in, like...
And then it's coming out.
You're ready for it to be over. But...
Yeah, then it's coming out. You're, other side. And then you're like, it's enough coupon for a while.
It really is.
Yeah. That's how I feel about the Pizza Hut points. It's like, oh, well, I got these things. I got to, I guess I got to devour more Pizza Hut. And then you do it. And you're like, oh, okay. Now I remember why, I stopped doing that. So I could stop playing scat jazz in the middle of the night with my asshole.
You son of a... And whenever you're ready, Mr. Garrett, please inform us of your groundbreaking educational programs.
Hola, mijos. The name's Wade Garrett. Me llamo Professor. And this is Cooler Cooling 101. Now, what you fresh out of the Icebox ice packs need to understand is that as a cooler, you may have once been a bouncer, but a bouncer can be no cooler. You understand me? That dog won't hunt. Now, I only have 2 rules when it comes to cooling. Feel free to add your own third. Always be nice, and always make brash, unsolicited advances towards your protege's love interest. Trust me, you're all into coolers and power dynamics. It'll be fun for everyone. And should you ever fall prey to a noted knife in your chest, this will secure necessary bond needed for your protege to avenge your death. That's the power of 3-way with 2 dudes and a chick. And that's the power of becoming a cooler for life. Now get out there and go show the world you can demolish an entire county's infrastructure by just daring to kick out a few rowdy belligerent drunks from a bar.
And welcome back, folks. I think this is going to be just part of the same episode of what we were talking about last week, except I realized half the stuff we talked about last week was for a job that I just signed an NDA on. So probably can't use any of that. Can't really talk about the job that I'm working on currently, which is almost over. I'm really just on hold for. But the audiobook stuff is we could talk about that all day. I don't want to talk about it. It's consuming my goddamn life, but I am able to talk about that shit. Just sent in the last I think I bet you I have one more round of corrections they're going to send me, and then after that, hopefully it's done.
All right, yeah.
But that's That's been my hectic week, and why I probably called you at what, like 10 o'clock my time, midnight your time, just frantically like having a panic attack, and now I got something in my eye. It's fun too, but yeah, man, this goddamn audiobook is a blessing and a curse, but almost done.
Well, once it's done, you know. Also, I'm gonna clap one more time. There we go, because I realized I wasn't recording on my phone. So, there we go.
When did you start recording on your phone?
Like 12 seconds in or something like that.
Okay, so I'll just figure that out. Goddamn, John.
You know, that does raise the question. The largest metro areas in the United States. I know the DFW area is one of them. Obviously, the LA area is one of them.
I mean, it's New York, then LA, and then Chicago, probably.
See, the thing is, though, New York City itself has a very large population, but I don't know how much population there is outside of the five boroughs. So,
what do you wait? So you're saying the state, or what state has the biggest? I don't know what you're saying.
Well, it would be the largest metropolitan areas. So, like, for example,
dude, you just said
so
five
like
boroughs.
so like,
I mean, that's like,
but that's all considered one city, New York City.
yeah, but like, there's that's kind of how LA is. Like, there's, you know, you have all these different areas of LA that are like, you know, it might as well be different boroughs, you know, translate to different boroughs in New York, but that's all considered, like the Valley is LA, Santa Monica is LA, Beverly, that's all LA, you know what I mean? So,
but
and what do you mean, like by population or land sprawl?
By
like,
population. Honestly, it kind of follows, although DFW sure. beats Houston. Because, number one is New York with a population of 19.5 million, and that includes New York, Newark, New Jersey, I think just those, New York and Newark. And probably some of the other little areas. I wouldn't be surprised if Jersey City is in there.
Wait, are you saying, you're saying...
Oh, it is, right here. I'm sorry. New York, Newark, and Jersey City. That's all a metro area. See, the number 3 or number 2 in the U.S. Number 1, I guess, in North America is Mexico City, but number 2 in the U.S. is the L.A., Long Beach, Anaheim metro area.
Yeah.
Number 3 is Chicago, which is Chicago, Naperville, Elgin, or Ilgin, however you pronounce it.
I don't know how to pronounce it, but I will acknowledge that I was correct in saying those are the largest 3 in that order. So, you know, though I don't know how to pronounce the town you just said, I mean, I think we should both acknowledge that I'm pretty fucking smart. Pretty fucking smart for getting 3 for 3 there.
And then for DFW, it's obviously Dallas, Fort Worth, and Arlington is considered that.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of other towns are considered. I'd be curious if they're just...
How far down are they on that?
They're at 7.9 million. So they're...
Like, how far... Like you said, Windy City, Chicago is number 3. So what number is Dallas, Fort Worth?
Yeah, so DFW is 4.
Oh, it's literally right next to it? Right below it? I didn't know that. Well, that's pretty catchy.
That's why I was asking, because I know the DFW area is like one of the largest metroplexes in the United States. And actually, right here, it leads all U.S. metro areas in absolute population growth in 2023. I know I've read that this is the fastest growing metropolitan area in the nation.
Really?
I'm not surprised by that, considering how many are moving here, especially...
And above Austin?
Yeah. More people that are moving to Texas are coming to the DFW area than they are the Austin area.
That's interesting.
Including a lot of them from California.
Well, no, that makes a lot of sense. What am I saying? Yeah, it's like, I mean, obviously, yeah, Dallas is the business mecca hub of the state. So
yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, Austin's big too, but actually, I want to say Fort Worth.
Yeah, but like
finally just edged out Austin for population. So
yeah, but Austin's always been the artsy kind of city, though, too. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's, you know, it has somewhat of a metropolitan area, but I mean, it's definitely, you know, known for being weird, right?
True, but it's also seeming to become more of like the Texas's version of Silicon Valley. Like a lot of the tech stuff is going around Austin. Like that's where. But I
also,
think,
then you got UT as well, and it has a college bar scene too. So it's like,
yeah,
I don't know. To me, it's got a more fun vibe to it than they're like LA again because it's so sprawling, and this is such a boring conversation. But you know, there are definitely areas of LA that just feels like you know, oh, this is the business hub. You know what I mean? Like there are definitely sections of Dallas that are like, this is the, you know, this is you know, this is where all the business commerce is happening. Yada yada. I don't. What I guess I'm trying to say is I didn't really feel like there was like too many areas like that in Austin. You know?
Yeah.
It was more of like, oh, look at this Art Deco on you know, painting or whatever on this taco joint.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know. Now, I guess some of this is a matter of opinion. I feel like there's more outdoorsy stuff down in that area, like in the hill country. But then again, I could be wrong on that.
Define outdoorsy stuff.
Well, I know there's a lot more like natural, I guess natural resources down there. So like rivers, springs, you know, a lot of like natural springs. So like I think,
Gotcha.
you know, yeah.
Yeah, like that. Which again,
So
I think
that
it
comes
also
along
applies
with
to like
that, there's
the
more
yeah.
like things to do with the river, or you know, there used to be that swimming hole, Jacob's Well or whatever. I think they closed that now due to safety, but for years,
Right,
you
and
could
that's
go
all.
down there and swim.
That's all like in San Marcos, right? Which again is like college town stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. No, I miss visiting that area. I miss Texas, man. I miss old.
Let's see what
Except
cities
for the
are
damn heat,
actually in
but-
are officially in the DFW metro area. So it's there's actually quite a lot according to this. Let's see. I'm just going to go on Wikipedia so we're being consistent.
Sure, but the real question is, how many of those does either one of us actually give a shit about? You know, I mean, we could do this thing where we're just listing off literally names of cities in a metroplex, or maybe we can just move on to another subject.
You know, we've
that,
become
you know,
quite
has...
We've become like a geography podcast now, which is actually kind of cool. That's intellectual, actually.
You know, I will agree that we have seemed to have found ourselves being somewhat of a geographical podcast, and God knows that just lends itself to hours of comedy. But I, for one, don't seem to be the guy who could find the hours of comedy and just talking about the geographical landmass of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex and all the various suburbs and the names of those suburbs, and finding out the hilarious, you know, non sequiturs that come into it. Just, I'm not the guy for that. But please, John, riff away. What do we have?
Oh, nothing. I'm not going to list it off city by city, but there's actually quite a few here.
What's the plan then? What did I just stop you from? If that was not the plan.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I'm just curious how many were involved, and I wanted to compare, but I'm not going to sit here and like, all right, in alphabetical order, we have... Like,
and then we were going to go just like list all the suburbs of LA, all the suburbs of New York, all the boroughs.
Yeah,
all the
exactly.
smaller
like,
boroughs.
It beats it by one, you know?
Yeah. I mean, this is definitely like, I feel like you keep on trying to like gear it, as much as we make fun of Mr. Orville Ward. Like you keep on trying to gear us towards like content that he would just love to tune into.
Well, we haven't talked about any trains.
Yeah, but just monotonous, just like the like he likes to. His entertainment is just like, it might as well just be a guy like reading off names. You know what I mean? Like, and these are U-bolts that are, you know, you put these on and then that gets fastened and that's how that compartment sticks to that compartment and then that goes down the tracks. And it's just like, who finds this fascinating? Other than him. Like, it just seems like a 60 set of VHS tapes just dedicated for one specific man as their audience, and that is Steven's dad. And that's what this podcast is slowly becoming. You know, how many different ways can we name metropolitan areas? Well,
speaking of that I always thought would be funny, the musical artist Fred Eaglesmith has a song called "I Like Trains," and that's always made me think of him. I was like, you know, I bet he loves that song, you know?
Yeah. Oh, man. Like,
for any listeners out there that don't know Fred Eaglesmith, do yourself a favor. Look at him.
I don't know who he is. I just imagine, though, he's really trying to, like, you know, hint at the euphemism there. I'm just like, no, I like trains. No, we got it, Freddie. We got it. You're a weird pervert. We get the
Yeah.
trains.
Came out in 1996,
Yeah.
so it's not even new.
Yeah,
On
again,
that
I
same-
haven't heard of this fella or this song.
On that same album, he also has a song called Freight Train. So,
Yeah.
2 songs about trains.
I think somebody's just trying
Pretty
to,
cool.
I think he's trying to figure out a way, like, how do I, get this off my chest to everyone that I'm really into running trains sexually, give him a wink, then also feel like I have my artistic integrity of, like when somebody asks me, are those multiple songs you made about running trains sexually on I don't know is he gay? I'm assuming women.
Running
say
trains?
no.
That's a little different.
Yeah, I'm gonna say like that's I haven't heard the song, but I'm assuming that's like maybe it's just a, like a cheeky little pun, But is he actually just talking about how much he just enjoys just like literally riding in a compartment that moves 10 miles an hour?
I think there might be supposed to be a little bit deeper meaning, but yeah, it's definitely referring to an actual like locomotive.
What other meaning could there be than
Well,
the
people
one
like
that
to be
everyone immediately thinks?
people like to be philosophical.
Oh yeah, especially those that get trains ran on them. You know what I'm saying? Those are those Philly boys, philosophical ones.
I think it's about a guy who just wanted to become a train engineer.
And what a wild ride it took him on to, not seeing the sexual pun right in front of him. The obvious, joke about this guy loves writing songs about running trains on people. But also that instead of becoming a train conductor, he became, well, I don't know about wildly famous, but famous enough to where we're talking about him now, from writing that song.
I think in the first verse, when I'm looking here, it's about a guy he just trying to get a glimpse of a train. And then the second one, it's about a guy who wanted to grow up to be an engineer. But then again, at the end of the chorus, it says, I like trains that whisper your name. So that's why I say, I think this could be more philosophical. Maybe there's like a drifting, longing kind of feeling, like maybe about someone he loves or cares about. I don't know. Like, that's the great thing about music, about art, is, it can be really open for interpretation.
They were whispering. Someone couldn't really hear the other person's whispers because they were at a part of the train where, they were, what's the word I'm looking for here? Occupied.
I don't think so, because it says, I like trains that whisper your names. The train itself is whispering your name.
Yeah, but I mean, you see, you're only looking at this from the perspective of one, that he's only in one position in this train. See, you can be in the train and have someone else whisper your name. That's the whole point of the train, is there's more than, there's an abnormal amount of partners in this scenario. So there's plenty of ways you could hear a whisper, John.
Well, I don't think he's actually on the train.
Well, I mean, I think you're using the euphemism wrong now. I think he would be in the train, I guess. Or he would be train ran on him in this scenario.
I don't think there's any trains being run except a large locomotive trying to haul some freight or something, but
once again, you just keep on just saying those dick jokes and letting them go wash right over your face.
All right.
I mean, train running locomotive. Come on. Huh?
See, it says, I missed the train, but
at this point, yeah. Just any reference you make to a train is going to be sexual.
Took it to the shoulder.
Any reference you make, like, it could literally just be, oh, she slid open the doors to the train compartment. Like, oh yeah, I bet she did. Like, this isn't my fault. This is just what society has taught me, and I have to regurgitate it now.
I guess.
Anytime you make a reference to someone enjoying a train, it has to immediately be sexual, and they're a pervert for having that hobby fulfillment. This episode of the Big Boys Podcast is sponsored by Pepto-Rizpol, the healthier anti-diarrheal agent backed by the most ardent meme coin shielders social media has to offer. Pepto-Rizpol, a bottled pink paste formula that slays Yas Queen and is 100% full of Hello Riz.
That's right, fam. Pepto-Rizpol be that new frackin' out ya poo-poo. Talking about product for the people. Pepto-Rizpol is the gut health of the future. This ain't your dad's diarrhea stopper.
Preach indeed, fam. Why settle for that boring other stomach ache stopper when you can take a chance on the unproven and unregulated? Sure, you gambled everything you owned on decentralized banking, but now thanks to Pepto-Rizpol, losing your ass no longer has to be just a metaphor.
The bros that made incessant dabbing popular are doing it, so why aren't you? Stop acting mid and severely ingest our Riz so we can make a buck off of our biz. And you can get back to focusing on more meaningful things, like launching your own influencer-driven beverage company or misogynistic masterclass.
Bet, John. Totes bet. That's lit like our Pepto-Riz. Each bottle contains massive quantities of clout and just the dopest amount of sulfur. Every ingredient you need to unpack that backed up so you can get back to getting gacked up.
Because the party don't stop when you turn it up with the pink paste that numbs the face and internal organs. All in all, we about that Pepto-Rizpol. Running from consequences and avoiding meaningful relationships for life.
Heard that, homesickle. So what are you simps waiting for? Log on to your favorite crypto exchange market today and purchase the all-new empty shit sack coin. But hurry, this rug pull scam won't last forever, and neither will your newfound rancid rectum thanks to Pepto-Rizpol.
Use promo code RIZTARD to get 2 cents back on purchase of your first bottle or foreclosed home. Pepto-Rizpol, where gambling your gross income manifests an immediate gross outcome.
Side effects may include medically diagnosed brain rot, acid mouth farts, shits that make mid, intestines wilding out, translucent truncated anus, goose gina, your same simpin' penis, and in rare instances, the unhealthier alternative to the condition widely known as death. Oh, dude, this fucking book. Can't wait for it to be done and available in Audible near you. Probably when this comes out, it will be done and available in Audible. So, look up Sound Effect Infinity, guys. If you want to hear me just drone on as different characters for 12 hours straight. It's a pretty interesting read.
All right.
Oh,
I'd have to check it out myself, you know?
Hey, man, you got an Audible subscription?
No, I don't.
I'm sure they have free trials. I'm sure you can. Yeah, Audible's weird because it's like it's not like Netflix in the sense. It's more like Amazon, if anything. Like, well, it is Amazon, so it actually makes 10 times more sense. So yeah, it's a component of Amazon. But like, yeah, there's some things that are free and then some things that aren't. So like, just because it's on Audible, I think you still might have to pay to listen to it. You know what I mean? Even if you pay for Audible.
Sense, yeah.
Yeah. But I think we yammered enough.
Big Boys is a podcast produced by Not So Funny or Proud Productions. The team consists of co-hosts, co-producers, and co-editors Brian Hickey and John Sorrell, better known as John the Great. For more information about the duo or this show, please visit us at bigboyspodspot.com. Or feel free to take a gander at our production page, NotSoFunnyOrProud.com. Look us up on social media and follow us at Big Boys Podspot. New episodes drop every Thursday on every popular podcast hosting platform known to man. So please be sure to like, subscribe, vibe, describe, contrive, confide, collide, abide, preside, tell your tribe, and most importantly, do prescribe. Be an elixir for talking out the side of my neck.